Okay, so can I just start by asking the business owners in the room, those people who own their own business, can you just raise your hands? Very good, nice and high. Those people who work for someone else, can I get those hands up in the air? There's only a few of those. How about those who run their own business but wish they worked for someone else? Is there any of those? There's always a few. First of all, welcome to this glorious morning. What I'd like to do is, I'm just going to do the introduction for today. We're talking about how to maximise the value of your business. One of the things I've found is, I've been working with business owners for many, many years, and most people get focused on cash flow and profit because cash flow is king in business, right? Yes? Okay, I'm just checking you're awake. So what we've found is, and just a bit about my background, what we found is that cash flow is one aspect of the business. The other aspect is how much is your business valued at? And that's the long-term growth. And for some people, it's their exit strategy. For some people, it's their retirement plan. It's their superannuation. But how much time is spent focusing on that value? We're going to be talking about that today. My background, I've been in sales and marketing for about 23 years. You can't read most of this, but what it does tell you is that when I started business coaching, the reason I started is because I realised that running a business is very different to being a professional. Who knows what I mean? Yeah, because being a professional means you get trained at university to do whatever you do, be it a lawyer, be it an accountant, be it whatever trade you have. When you run a business, all of a sudden you need a whole new set of skills. And it led me down this path of learning what those skills are, and that's really what we're going to be covering today. So, just to get clear on what a business actually is, I'll get everyone who runs their own business, those people, could you please stand up for a moment? Everyone who runs their own business, please stand up. We're going to do the test of a real business, and it starts tomorrow. Actually, it starts today, 10 o'clock in the morning. You're going to ring your business, and someone who works for you full time answers the phone. And when that person answers the phone, you say, you know what, I'm not coming in today. Please take care of things while I'm out. And if you can do that and the business continues to trade, remain standing. If you can't, you need to take a seat at this point in time. Just look around the room as we go through this process, right? Now here's the good part. 5 o'clock this afternoon, you go, gee, that was good. I might take the next 3 months off. So, okay, have a look around the room. So those people who remain standing, give them a hand, would you? All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Grab a seat. Now that's a bit of a reality check for most people, because when we talk about a business, most people think because I have an ABN number, I'm a business person. The truth is you're a tax collector. That's why they give you an ABN number. So let's talk about the definition. What does a business need to be? Well, the first thing it needs to be is commercial. Commercial means that you trade. It's not just an idea, there's actually transactions occurring. The second part of the definition is it needs to be profitable. What does profitable mean? What does profitable mean? Right, it means more comes in than goes out. It's really simple, but for some people they don't get it, right? You need to bring in more than you spend. The third part is it needs to be an enterprise. Now, we lost half the room when I said ring someone who works for you full time. Enterprise in my definition means it's not just you. Because if it's just you, it's probably a job, not a business. Does everyone follow me on this? And it's not bad, it's not good or bad, it's just what it is. And the last part was that part that we could take 3 months off when we lost about 90% of the room. Commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. Now, my suggestion is that you might not have this today, but if you're going to build a business, rather than just generating cash flow, why wouldn't you build an asset that works without you? Because when it comes to selling a business, if the business relies on you, the amount you'll get for it is limited. If you're building a business that you want to sell, the less it has to do with the owner, the more valuable the asset becomes. Does that make sense for everyone? Okay, so we're going to be talking about all the different aspects of that today. And I'm just going to give you the contrast, because many people I speak to, we're going to be talking a bit about marketing today. We're going to be talking about structure. We're going to talk about legal aspects, and we're going to talk about exit. But when I look at most people in business and we talk about marketing, they say, we don't need to market. We get most of our business from word of mouth. Who's in that category? Most of your business is word of mouth. It's pretty good, right?
But we do need to market.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay, because most people who get word of mouth business, they say it's great because our conversion rate's pretty high, people are referred to us, we're great at what we do, which is awesome. And the reason they don't need to market is because they're usually pretty busy. Would that be fair to say, those people who get referrals? And so if we marketed, they go, oh God, if I marketed, how would I service those clients? And so they get a bit sort of nervous about it. And this is how it looks. Operations is a big part of their week. There's a bit of admin that goes on because it has to, and marketing's pretty small. And the reason it's pretty small is because they're in the middle of it all. And if we grew that business, they would just have to work harder. Now, if they're already working 50, 60 hours a week and we double the size of the business, what they're looking at is 120. I don't know how many people want to work 120. I've met someone who's done it. It's a bit crazy. But this is what a business needs to look like. A performing business needs to look like this. Everything is even, and the owner sits outside. Now, why does the owner sit outside? Because this is scalable. This is sellable, right? This relies on you being there every day. And we call it a business, but in reality, it's a job. And sometimes it's not a great paying job. So I just want to talk about the steps of growing a business, and then we're going to go to the first speaker. I'm going to summarize this really, really quickly. And for those people who want to find out more about this, you'll notice you've got a little envelope called VIP on your table. We're running an event on the 23rd of August at our office. It's an executive briefing. It's called the 6-Step Business Blueprint. This is the summarised version. If you're interested, the tickets are $197 if you go to the website. But if you use the VIP code, which is VIP, just don't tell anyone, you might want to write that down somewhere. You can get in for free. Now, we limit the numbers. There's only about room for 16 in our office, so we'll cap it at that. But before we go to there, so if we want to grow a business, there's 6 things we need to do. The first thing we need to do is create some mastery within our business. What does mastery mean? What does mastery mean by definition? Sorry? Expertise? Sorry? Control? Yeah. So mastery means that you're a master of what you do. Now, the interesting part is most people are good at what they do. That's why they run a business, right? If you're not good at what you do, you're not going to be sustainable. But what I'm talking about in mastery is 3 things. We're talking about mastering time management. Who's got a time management challenge in this room? Show of hands for those. I've never met anyone without one, right? The second thing that we need to master is how we deliver our product or service. And the third thing we need to master is the data. And when I say data, I mean financials, I mean KPIs, I mean knowing the numbers of your business and using them to control the growth. Because once we do that, we move from chaos to control and we get some stability in how the business grows. It's only then that we should be looking at niche or marketing, right? And when we've got data, when we've got some control over what we're doing, now we can apply our dollars to the marketing aspect of the business. Now, we've got a marketing expert here today to talk a bit about what you should be doing in that space. And the reason we want to market, there's 2 reasons. One reason is to get new clients, and the second reason is so we can charge more. Who'd like to charge more for their service in this room? Yeah, see, most people would like to charge more. And the reason we can't is because everyone tells me it's price competitive out there. I'm not a believer in price competition. I'm a believer in demonstrating the value of your product, and if you're not demonstrating it, then people will look to price. Does that make sense? So we need to think about how we do that. And the reason we want to work on marketing is so we can get cashed up. Cashed up doesn't take us out of that quandary of being working in the business, so we need to work on the next step. The next step is what we call leverage or systemization of the business. Now, for many people, they don't think about systemizing the business because they're too busy. Or they have this philosophy of no one does it as well as I do. Is anyone guilty of that one? If you want a job done properly, you've got to train people. Thank you. Most people think you've got to do it yourself, but if you do it yourself, you're stuck. Okay? So systemization is about creating systems for your new employees. Not your existing ones, the new ones. And what that does is gives us back time. Then we can go around employing our team. And when we employ team, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they don't know how to recruit. So they go, I need help. And they go out in the marketplace and they go, do you know anyone who can help? And who do we normally get? We use the DNA recruitment method. Who knows that one? Oh, my brother-in-law's friend's been out of work for a couple of years. He can come in and help. And anyone employed that person? Well, I hope they're not here today. But sometimes we don't have great recruitment methods. And the reason we don't is no one taught us how to do it. So if we're going to build a business, do you think team's important? Trick question, right? You can't build a business without a team. Now, whether you subcontract them, use VAs, or whether you have suppliers, they're all part of your team. Even your customers are as well. Imagine if you knew how to train and find and keep good people, because that brings happiness. Happiness is important in business, yeah? Just checking. If we get the right team members on board, then we start to get synergy. What does synergy mean? Sorry? All working together. See, the word synergy comes from 2 words, synchronized energy. Synergy is when your business grows when you're not there. Synergy is when you take 3 months off and the team come back to you and say, we've just signed up 3 new contracts and we've developed a new product for you. How awesome is that? Okay, so that's synergy. Once we've got that, we've got a well-oiled machine that gives us freedom, and that's where the game begins. The game of business is not played at these lower levels. The game of business is played at this level up here. Results means multiplication or acquisition. Now that means I either buy other businesses, because that's how I'm going to grow my business most rapidly, or I franchise, or I systemize and I license my business, because that's where I'm going to grow in multiples. Does that make sense? Now Rob's going to talk a bit about multiples and how we grow there as well. So when we do grow a business to this level, we can take some time off and we can diversify, we can grow, we can sell, we can buy, we can do whatever we like. That's the real game. Does this make sense for everyone? Okay, so that's the formula. If you want to see a 2-hour version of this where I drill into every space, make sure you register for the workshop that's coming up. It's at our office. If you use the VIP code, there's no cost. The ultimate aim is to make some time back, because time's our most valuable asset, or to make some money. Now, whether we make money through profitability of the business or through selling the business is up to you. Depends on your strategy. Make sense? Yes, everyone good with that? Good friend of mine, I wish. Albert Einstein put it best. How many people have been running on a treadmill for a while in their business? How many people have been doing that? Yeah, a few. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting a different result. This year is going to be different. This year we're going to do things faster, cheaper, better. And what happens? The truth in business is that years turn into days, and we start moving into 5, 10 years down the track and things don't change. The way to change things is to change how you operate.